welcome to Property Chat with Pete. Let's chat property. Today we'll be talking about something that is a bit of a secret language, if you will, in the marketing space that many people who actually understand or use or know marketing tend to use quite avidly. In particular, we'll be talking about how auctioneers come about getting the most out of people when they're actually negotiating a deal at the auction or on auction day, which is why I believe in auctions so strongly. Auctions have always been able to give me really good results, well above expectations for all of the clients that I've represented. Most of the time, I wouldn't say 100% of the time, but probably at least 90% of the time, we did get amazing results from auctions, and in particular using this method that I'm about to share with you today that is a bit of an insider secret. And if your auctioneer does not know about this method or understand anything about it, they may not be the best person suited for the job. Okay? Remember, this is not financial advice. It's simply information to help you make better decisions in your property buying, selling, developing, or etc. journey. Okay, let's get into it. So what is it exactly that I'm talking about today? I'm talking about something called anchoring. Now, anchoring is a term that is used to basically help people to be wanting to pay more than what is expected. I'll give you an example of how anchoring works. So you're at an auction and the bidding is going crazy and there's a big crowd of people there and you're just there as a witness and you're seeing everybody going crazy and there's lots of shouting and the auctioneer's going insane, and all of a sudden Johnny, who's the latest bidder, doesn't want to bid anymore. He's put his hand up at $1 million and he's not willing to budge. Johnny then stands his ground and the auctioneer says, let's call him Peter, if you will. The auctioneer Peter says, okay, great. Tell you what, Johnny, thank you so much for your bid. I'm going to seek further instructions from the owner. When Johnny goes inside, or when rather Peter goes inside to speak to the owner, he is probably not going to be going inside to tell the owner, hey, you know what? Put the property on the market. Make sure that this is going to be it. This is the last person that's going to bid today. There's no way we'll be able to get more, blah, blah, blah. No, all he's going to do is say to the owners, hey, great stuff. The auction's working exactly as we planned. We've got a bid come in at $1 million. We are not yet at a point of which we want to actually sell the property. We know you wanted 1.2. So I'm going to go back to Johnny, have a little bit of a discussion with him and see what he says, if he can get us to come above, a bit more above where he's at the moment. All right. Peter then goes off to look for Johnny and says, Johnny, hey, look, do you want to just talk to me for 2 seconds? We pull Johnny aside out of the crowd. We have a little bit of a negotiation quietly, giving him some special attention, saying, hey, Johnny, look, I tell you what, the owner definitely wants to sell. They've put the house on auction, which means they're serious about selling this property. They've given a date for settlement, etc. $1 million is not going to buy it. The owners would like more. Can you do 1.4, Johnny? Johnny's taken back. He's like, whoa, 1.4, that's crazy. Wow, I didn't expect to pay that much, $1 million. That's, seriously, it's already quite a decent amount of money, Peter. Ooh, I don't think I can do 1.4. Nope, that's crazy. The owner wants too much. Okay, Johnny, that's okay. I tell you what, let me see what I can do for you. Would you be okay to give us 1.2? Johnny's like, oh, I don't know, Peter, 1.2, that's stretching it a little bit, my budget, etc., all those things. Yeah, so 1.2, I don't know. Hey, Johnny, I want to put your best foot forward with the owners. And remember, we do have quite a big crowd out there. Potentially, when we call on the market, we may have someone else come in to bid. So if you put in a really good, strong offer, we may throw them out the water completely. Okay, 1.25, that's the highest I'll go. I won't pay any more than 1.25. Okay, Johnny, I'll see what I can do for you. I'll come back and let you know how we go. I go back to the owners. Hey, great news, guys. We have a revised offer of $1.25 million. Congratulations. Your property is basically sold. We are $50,000 above reserve. I tell you what I'm going to do now for you guys is, obviously, you'll call it on the market. And then, we'll see where the other bidders potentially are sitting at. And there are potentially other people that's been waiting for the property to be called on the market before they actually start their bidding. All right, so I'll come back to you and let you know how we go. Great. Go back to Johnny. Johnny, awesome news. They're happy to get you at $1.25 million and call it on the market. What I'm going to do now, Johnny, is call it at $1.25 million on the market. I'll just ask you to confirm the bid on the floor. And if anyone else, hopefully not, if no one else bids above that, the property's yours. All right? The keys, and you can walk away with the keys. Not today, obviously, when it settles officially. All right, Johnny, thanks for that. Let's go. Awesome. So we go back to the floor, and I call it on the market at $1.25 million. Congratulations. We have a revised bid of $1.25 million from Johnny over there. Anyone wants to come in, please come in now. Here's your chance. We're playing for keeps at $1.25 million now. Here's the bid. And then oftentimes you'll find people come in and say, right, 1.3, I'll take it at $1.3 million now. He's the bid at $1.3 million. Johnny's standing there in shock that someone else is willing to pay $1.3 million for this property. It's obviously worth a lot more. And what if they come to the $1.4 million that he knows the owner would potentially want for the property? I tell you what, Johnny, being the one that essentially wants the property really badly, would then say, you know what, I'm going to come in really strong. $1.4 million, nice and strong and loud, and the other people that would have been bidding are either thrown off completely and say, hey, this guy wants it too badly, I'm definitely not coming in any longer. Or they may come in and say 1.41 or 1.401, whatever it might be. We may start the bidding war from there and continue on, but we are now playing for keeps. And that's how you get more from your bidders as an auctioneer, and that's potentially you get more for your owners as well. And this is for buyers too. You guys should be aware of the fact that anchoring is definitely a thing. If you're buying a car, you'll sometimes hear the salesperson speak about a car that's worth a lot more than the one that you actually want to buy. They'll start off with a really high price, and you'll be like, oh no, I only want to buy for this much, and immediately you give your budget away, which is often really great for them, and they can work with that. So I guess, if anything, you need to remember, keep your wits about you when you're going to an auction. It's a really fast pace, and there's a lot of money being thrown around in a short period of time, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. So you need to make sure that you have your wits about you and you do your homework and you do your research. Most importantly, I think I've spoken about this in my previous podcast, that you make sure that you're aware of what your maximum price is you'd be willing to pay for the property, and not to go above that if you can't afford to, especially in this day and age with the interest rates rising, etc. You want to make sure that you're being wise and that you're making the right decisions. So if you're able to go above whatever the expectations are, go for it. But if you aren't, and you're emotionally invested and you just want to win for ego's sake, I've seen many people mistakenly do that and potentially lose the property sooner than they even had it. So make sure that you put together your premium price, which you'd be willing to pay, which is your champagne price. If I were to walk away with this, I'll pop the champagne every single day. Happy days. That's your minimum that you could expect to pay for the property. And you could start your bidding at that price, if you will. And then you have your market value price, where you're like, look, honestly say, we can honestly look at the current market, look at sales in the area, properties down the road, etc., and the quality of the property. This is what I would expect to pay for this property in normal conditions. In today's conditions, I wouldn't expect to pay more than this. However, at a push, I've got a few $100s or a few $1,000s aside if it is that someone else comes in to bid above my market value price that I've set. So there you go. I hope that helps you in your bidding, or helps you in your selling your property, making sure you've got the right professionals there. Again, if you need any help with that, feel free to reach out. Happy to be of assistance, and wishing you all the best. Take care.